Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for joining me today. But first of all, can you see the difference? I have no fuzzies. I know some of you guys noticed that, so I wanted to go ahead and let everybody else know. I have relaxed my hair. I get dark and lovely, and I put it in my roots, and I get rid of all the funky little flyaways that I get all the time, the little fuzzies, because I actually have really curly hair. So I put that in for like 5 minutes, take it out, and voila, I have nice hair. I don't really put it down on the bottom because my hair is so dry, so you can actually see the difference, but I wanted to go ahead and let you know what was going on. Anyway, today we have something new from LA Girl. We have two different palettes. We have the HAUTE Heat Eyeshadow Palette. I hope I'm saying that correctly because you know I never do. And then we have the Bright Beam Babe Highlighter and Bronzer. So these two palettes, I got them from CVS. They do have two others, so they have two eyeshadow palettes and two bronzer highlight palettes. That's all they had. I did pick these up for $14.99 at CVS. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go into the eyeshadows. Now this is a 16 different colors. You get like your shimmers and your bronzers, your shimmers and your mattes, but I kind of think they're foiled kind of eyeshadows. You did get like a huge mirror, and these are what they look like. They're super pretty. Now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of swatch them. I'm not going to tell you what the names are because I'm going to be doing this the whole time, pain in my butt, so I'm just going to show you how they swatch. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is the first row down here. I'm going to go ahead and start with that color. And I kind of started playing with it. Hold on. I have some other swatches here. Let me get rid of it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch that one, which is just a really pretty bone color. And then we have this beautiful purple color. Now these are actually really chunky. And then we have a really pretty like rose color, and this actually shows up a lot better when you're applying it on your eyes. We have another purpley color, which these are normally kind of hard to make, but these are gorgeous. We have kind of like a taupey color. Sorry, I'm not reading the names, but I'm gonna tell you, I tried it and it didn't work out. Then here's another one. Now you can't really see that bone color too much. Okay, and then we have this color. Just want to kind of show you what's going on. And then we have this beautiful, like deeper rose color that I'm actually wearing. So pretty. Okay, then we're gonna go into kind of like a coppery color. That is like ridiculous. Now this is the color that I kind of have a little hard time building, so you really have to keep working with this color. So the more layers you add, the more you see it. Then here's the other one. And then we have this super chunky guy that's beautiful. So some of these colors, I don't know if you could see, these colors right here are super chunky, but they're like really blendable. Now we're gonna go ahead and go into the next row. It's a brown. And here's another color. As you can see, this is another color that you have to build it up, and then it's really pretty. Then we have another purple. So there's different shades of purple in here. And then this is just like a dark brown. So these are the colors. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and look at their little highlight and contour. Okay, so this is Bright Beam Babe. Again, the packaging is really nice, and then this also has that big mirror, and this is what the colors look like. So I'm going to actually read the back of these colors because there's only 6 of them, and how can I get confused? Okay, so we have Young and Free and Sun and Soaking is the bronzer. So this is the highlighter. I'm going to put it right here. So pretty. Okay, this is a bronzer. I hope you could see it. Okay, and then the next one is Delight and Queen Bey. so pretty. I love to use these on the eyes too. I have makeup everywhere. Okay, and then the next two is Chill Vibe and Nightlife. And these are also like a super, super chunky. But they warm up so nicely when you apply it on your face with your finger. Okay, so these are the colors again, and this is what the palette looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the little demo. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my little Maybelline pencil. I've been playing with this since I was about 5 years old. It is an oldie but a goodie. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish filling in my brows. And they're kind of like a hot mess, but what do you do? And these are great because they're about less than $3 and they come in twosies. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into this palette right here. And I'm going to be taking kind of like a pinky color. And then I'm just going to buff that into my lower and upper lid. Now some of these colors work really well, and then some of them you kind of have to really work to get some kind of payoff off of them. Now if you have a hooded eye, again, just look into the mirror and just keep your eye open. That way you don't get any crazy creases or anything like that. So I'm going to work that all the way into inner corners of the eye, all the way to the outer corners of the eye. And I'm not going to go past the crease. I'm going to kind of just buff it so it just looks really nice and diffused. So this is just an easy look. Okay, and this is, what kind of brushes? This is a Crown Fluffy brush. Now I'm going to go into one of my little Luxie brushes. This is like a really nice skinny little brush. I'm going to go into that pinky purpley color and I'm going to just buff it in the bottom of my eyelash line. Now this also does have kickback because I feel it going into my eye. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take the same fluffy brush and I'm just going to finish adding a little bit more to that. I always kind of like to go back and forth just to see where I need a more color. Okay, now I'm going to go into this foiled little color right here. I'm going to put that on my lid with my finger because I feel like I get more payoff with my finger than I do the actual brush. I mean, if you use a flat brush, it's fine, but again, you know, I like to use my fingers. I just get more payoff. So I'm just going to apply that on the lower lid, just working it into the inner corners, and then just kind of blended it out with my finger. That way I don't lose pigment. It doesn't shear out, and I'm just going to dab that over again after I blend it out with my finger like that because it is so creamy. It's easily blendable. Well, some of the colors anyway. And then I'm going to dab it just so that I don't lose the intensity of that. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into that little Luxie brush. And I'm going to go into that same color and I'm just going to dab that underneath so I have a little bit of a shimmer because you know I love my shimmers. I'm going to work it in the inner corners. I'm just connecting it. Uh-oh, did I get an eye boogie? So I'm just going to connect that and then drag it out. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Okay, so I went ahead and did the other eye. Afterwards, I kind of just like to look in front of the mirror and I'm going to blend everything so that it looks really nice and diffused and there's no harsh lines. So I'm just going to take that out towards my eyebrow. So as you can see, there's no harsh lines or anything like that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go into this purpley color. Again, I'm going to go ahead and use my finger. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to dab that kind of like in the center. That way I have like 3 different colors showing up. Oh, I have that color all over the place. I need to get my nails done because they're getting out of control. I never have time to get them done. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyelashes off camera just because, you know, that takes me a really long time to do, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and finished my lashes and my eyeliner. Now I'm going to go ahead and go with my olehenriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. I really like this. It gives your skin a really nice little sheen, and it does keep your makeup on a long time, and it smells absolutely delicious. Sometimes I mix it in with my foundation. I think I mentioned that already. Okay, look how pretty the skin looks. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go in with a Luxie brush, and I'm going to go into my Huda Beauty, and this is in the color Amaretti. And I'm just going to buff that all over. Now the color seems like it's too light, but in reality it settles into my skin nicely. And then it doesn't look like it's too light. Oh, it looks really light on my forehead, but it does settle. Just buffing that into my hairline, trying not to get it on my brows. Now, normally, I like to put my foundation on before I put on eye makeup because I like to see what skin looks like first of all. So, because I know this eyeshadow does have quite a bit of fallout, and when I blend it out, when you're blending this eyeshadow out, it does have a lot of kickback that goes flying, so that's why I didn't want to apply the foundation on before I started doing my eyes. So I'm getting that in my jawline, and there's, as you can see, there's a little bit of kickback on the inner corners of my eye. And I'm trying not to mess up that eyeshadow. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with a clean, fluffy brush. This is from Luxie Brushes, and I'm going to go ahead and just blow that out again, because you want it to almost look like it's airbrushed. Okay, so that primer gives you a really nice dewiness to the skin. Then I'll go ahead and do that again. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use, I don't have a lot of room here. I'm going to go ahead and use the bronzer. So this does have a bronzer right here, and it does have 4 different shades. I'm going to go ahead and go into, I'm going to go ahead and get my Real Technique brush, and then I'm just going to buff some color into my forehead. I don't like to put too much. I just like to look sun-kissed because I do have a smaller forehead, so I don't want it to look smaller. Now, I kind of like to get the leftover and go into my cheeks. Now, not too much because you don't want to look crazy, but whatever is left over on the brush, I like to just drag it into my cheekbones. just so that I look sun-kissed all over. And I know I completely forgot to do my concealer because I wanted to play with this bronzer. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go into the concealer. Oopsie. Okay, so the concealer is, we're going to go ahead, now I'm going to go ahead and use my little Makeup Forever. Just going to do a little bit, because since I was a ding-dong and messed up, now we have to try to fix this without screwing things up. So I'm going to get a little brush here, and this is from BH. And I'm just going to try to be very careful so that I don't disrupt that eyeshadow. And I'm going to drag it up. So I have that highlight, and then I'm going to drag it back, and then I'm going to drag it towards the middle of my cheek, not too far down because I don't want to look crazy. But I just want this area to be highlighted. See, I didn't mess up the eyeshadow too badly. So in again, and I'm just dabbing that because I'm just trying to be really careful. And then whatever is extra, I'm just going to apply it on my forehead just to illuminate that a little bit, and then down my chin and in my nose. So, and not so bad. I'm going to go back into that little Luxie brush, and I'm going to go ahead and smoke everything out again. Just a little once over. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go into my Hot Mama. I know I use this all the time. I have so many blushes, and I always go for this one. So I'm going to take a little fluffy brush from Luxie brush, and I'm going to smile, and I'm just going to put that on the apples of my cheeks. And I'm going to kind of dab it a little. I don't know if you guys could see that. Okay, and I'm going to go underneath again, and just, because I still want to be nice and dewy, so I don't really want to powder too much. But just because I don't like to be super highlighted underneath, I'm going to go into my Jouer because it is a nice like tan color, and I'm just going to go over it a little bit because I don't want to look like a raccoon. So that's enough highlight. All right, then I'm going to go ahead, oops, it's over here. Where is it? I'm going to go into my So Juicy by ColourPop. This just drives me crazy. Just because I like everything to flow. This is such a pretty color. It just gives you like a hint of pink. This is what it looks like. What is on my face? All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get some highlight. Let's see if I can open this thing. It's so hard to open. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take one of these little highlighters. I'm gonna get this one right here. Now these are a little bit on the chunky side, but they're really pretty. A little bit on my nose, on the other side. And then I kind of like to get a little bit and go over the whole thing because you know I love my shimmers. And that's it. That is the look that I got with these two little palettes from LA Girl. Okay, so my final thoughts on these palettes, they are $14.99 available at CVS. Some of the eyeshadows, you have to really build them on because as soon as you apply it, you don't see some of the colors, but the more you build, they come out beautifully. The chunkier colors, which are kind of like the foiled colors, are absolutely beautiful. They are super chunky, but when you apply it with your finger, you warm that product up, it just glides on really, really pretty. I don't suggest using any kind of foundation or anything like that with these or before you apply these because you are going to get kickback. It does kind of fly around all over the place unless you put a nice amount of powder underneath to kind of catch that color, but it does go flying around. Some of these colors also do get a little bit on the patchy side, but these are great for light to medium to darker skin tones. They're absolutely beautiful. And like I said, it's a hit and miss with some of the colors, but they're really pretty and you are able to really work and get a really pretty payoff once you start working that color. Now, as far as the highlight and the bronzer or the contour goes, I think some of these colors are great. Like this is great for like a lighter skin tone, and then you got your medium and your darker skin tones, which is going to be absolutely beautiful, these highlighters. Now, as far as the bronzers, you could go up to medium. I don't think a darker skin tone is going to be able to use these, but you could use the highlighters. They're really, really pretty. I think, they're really nice for the price. And they are workable. Anyway, that is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again for my next one. Bye.